Aaron Rodgers took the offseason to reflect on his career in Green Bay and to think about what his next steps would be. Now, he wanted some control, whatever you want to call it, some say. They're working with him as far as that goes. Because sometimes you have to meet certain personalities in the middle. And
he still calls Brian Gutekunst that guy.
Well, I mean, it doesn't mean that you got to call him by his name. I mean, call him whatever you want to call him as long as you work together and you win games. I think that is the most important thing. And for the teammates to know that Aaron Rodgers is all in this season. And when the season's over, we'll worry about the next season. But for these next 17 games in 18 weeks of the regular season, as long as you with me and you riding with me, I don't care what you do after the season. We'll get there and talk about it at that point in time. And I think that's what Aaron Rodgers is talking about. He doesn't know what's going to happen between the start of the season and the end of the season. For all he know, anything, they could just decide to part ways with everybody and keep him. I mean, that's just, you just don't know.
I don't see that happening, but clearly for him, he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want it to become a thing, which I wouldn't either. Like for him to say like, hey, it could be, and then now all of a sudden every game you play, they'll do some kind of a thing for him. I'm sure he doesn't want any of that stuff. And
well, he's not done playing, though.
No,
Alan.
he's not done playing. He could be done playing in Green Bay, though.
This is not the farewell tours are for people that have decided.
I'm retired.
Done. I got one foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah.
I announced my retirement today, but I really retired yesterday. That's what it is. And that's not who he is right now. He's got 4 or 5 years of football left in him.
If he does, then okay. Obviously, the pursuit for a Super Bowl, a second Super Bowl for him is a big deal.
Huge.
You think about right now current quarterbacks who are looking for that second ring. Him, Russell Wilson, and Patrick Mahomes. Now, there's a couple others like Joe Flacco, Nick Foles, but those,
Nope.
These three, though, are the guys that are looking for that second ring. Is for Rodgers, now 3 MVPs and a Super Bowl ring, is a second Super Bowl critical for his legacy?
Yes, absolutely. Because
why?
Well, first of all, let's start in Green Bay. Brett Favre, he replaced. Brett Favre won the Super Bowl and went to another Super Bowl and shattered all type of records and everything. And so he replaced him. So you still fighting, regardless, you still fighting that.
Is he number 3 still? Because Bart Starr, 5 NFL titles.
I wasn't born.
A couple of, it doesn't matter. Historically, though, he's got, again, before the Super Bowls, he had 5 titles. And then he won 2.
Yeah, I guess you would. Yeah, I guess so. But you fighting that Brett Favre situation, right? So now, let's assume you put that on the back burner. Now you're always mentioned with the top quarterbacks who ever played the game. The top quarterbacks ever played the game. If you only got 1 Super Bowl title and you haven't even gone to a second, it's very hard to justify you being considered one of the greatest of all time if you can't surpass Brett Favre and if you can't, win a second Super Bowl or get to a second Super Bowl. When you talk about guys like Russell Wilson is a great football player, terrific quarterback, but you never hear one of the greatest of all time.
Well, never even got an MVP vote. So
exactly. Yeah. So that's not – his legacy is already kind of where it's at. Patrick Mahomes been the 2, got an MVP, and he's young. He's only in his 4th year. A 5th year.
Yeah, Mahomes seems like the guy that's got way more runway to worry about that second.
Yeah, he got a lot of runway. 37-year-old Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a lot of runway. And he's still going to go to the Hall of Fame. He's still going to be a first ballot guy.
Of course.
But the conversation will be different because there's no second appearance and there's no second ring.
Russ had the second appearance, and had they not just handed off the ball, maybe he would have 2 rings.
Yeah, but even so, though, the conversation is not the Russell Wilson conversation is a guy who beat the odds, who's undersized. That's the conversation for Russell. Conversation is not greatest of all time, the best arm you ever seen, the this, that. That conversation is Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. That's what they always say.
We go back to this all the time. And again, this is such a similar NBA type of debate. But Aaron Rodgers, as far as like a quarterback talent, I mean, you could make the case it might be the most talented, physically gifted, talented quarterback, and also go brain, arm, all that stuff.
You see
might be the best.
You gave him all that, right?
Yeah.
And he's only got 1 title.
I know.
You gave him all that. He's only got 1 title.
But that's what takes me back to last year when, as we watched, 3rd down, there's the end zone, and he doesn't go,
Yeah, it's
and then they walk off the field and they kick. And you're thinking –
in games is different, though. I'll tell people till I turn blue in the face. In game is different than when we watch it on television. When you out there, things are moving so fast, and it's in front of you, and you think based on TV, I got a clear line. I could just walk in.
Yeah.
You don't realize, though, on that field, that dude, on TV, it looked like he's so far away from him. But in the game, it's moving so much stuff is going on.
I get that.
You see color, and then all of a sudden you go, "No, I'm not going to make it." You think in your mind, "I'm not going to make it. I got to get rid of this ball."
I get that. But there's also times it's funny because when we watch a game and we wonder, how the hell did he see that? And on the field, you can see it. So it does go both ways. That's just one of those moments, though, that I'll remember if Aaron Rodgers doesn't win another Super Bowl. Because if they go to the Super Bowl, the compromised Chiefs were going to lose to the Packers as much as they were going to lose to the Bucs.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't remember that play. All I'm saying is I have to take into consideration when something like that happens, everything. I can't just say, well, he wanted to throw the ball. He could have walked in. Because in your mind, you're thinking, I'm not going to get there. That dude is coming. I'm not going to get there. So the easier route for me is to throw it rather than try to run it and get stopped at the 2-yard line. So it's a lot going on in games.
With that extra down, though, you had that 4th down, and then what he, I guess, didn't realize is that they weren't going to go for it on that 4th down.
Well, the coach never told him.
Yeah, that's a moment, though. You wonder if that 10 yards is the closest he'll come to a chance at a second Super Bowl.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.